Hello, everybody. Sorry, Steve just broke me right before I hit the record button. So, uh, welcome to another awesome episode of Playing Games with Strangers, where I try to cope with the fact that we don't have 7 people on this podcast anymore. I'll be your DM tonight. My name is John. How are you? I am the DM, and with me this evening we have Squid Zerwinski.
We talked about this, John.
All right. Steve McDonald.
That's me.
Dave Clements.
Hey.
And J.S. Earls, one of my favorite comic book authors ever. All right. And who has our Patreon, being as we do not have a Celeste this week?
Give us money. You can do that at patreon.com/playinggameswithstrangers. You can decide how much money you want to give us, or you can pick one of the predetermined levels, which are $1, $3, and $5. Sometimes there are benefits up there, and sometimes we forget, but we love you anyway.
All right, and without further ado, it's time to roll some theme music, and hopefully we'll figure out what we're doing as we go.
Playing games with strangers, you know there's no danger. So come on in, we're all friends. Playing games with strangers.
So if you weren't with us last time, here's what happened. Buckle up, folks. We awoke in the morning, and by we, I mean myself and Pooh. I saw that he was leaving the castle, and I went to go say, "Hey, Pooh, what's up?" And instead, I ran into my sister, Rhoda, and then we argued, like we normally do. And she expressed that they were planning on going to the woods, which I very specifically said the episode before that they should not do. So I took... Sorry. So I took Rhoda back home and then kind of forgot Pooh. And we're going to take care of that later. Wilder woke up and Ashlyn and Volt were in his house still. So he woke Ashlyn up and she had a bit of a conniption because she has no idea who he is. But it all settled down soon, and then they fed and watered her like a neglected houseplant. And then after accidentally setting a horse on fire, Wilder and Ashlyn became friends. Bonding. Aelin ran into a creepy smiley dude from hell. He is very good at folding fitted sheets, which is a weird skill but very useful. She tries and fails to give him Tilda because even hell doesn't want her. But plot twist, the smiling demon dude is Loki Tom Hiddleston or something like that. I didn't pay too much attention at that point. The DM says, "Oh well," I missed a part, which is I wrote, "Orbog makes a good choice." And then I had to cross it out. And then Orbog makes a bad choice. So it sounds like Jadis, who shows up again, is offering some good things and body swapping. There might be a duck involved. Again, wasn't paying too much attention, but instead he becomes a drow. Paid attention to that. After the horse is disposed of, Wilder chit-chats with Ashlyn, asks Leona to get M. She gets Rhoda instead. It doesn't go well. Bastide shows up and proposes. It doesn't go terribly until things go worse, and everyone argues. And finally, M and Ash are face-to-face. Ash says some moderately wise and then some pseudo-wise things, and it's a very confusing conversation. M cleaned up the body because Vault is dead now. Bastide's middle name is Jimothy. That's an important note that I wrote down. When they all get back to Wilder's house, we learn that Alel is also an aspect now. Yay. She might be the new Lolth. So she's the aspect of spiders and deceit. Rhoda and Alel become friends. Orbog is tall now. He claims Heimdall Idris Elba changed him so they can have unity. Aileen is not in support. She's in support of unity, but not this plan. And she speaks some wisdom. And that's what you missed last time. Yes, Steve, you have a question for the class?
I don't know who any of these people are.
That's
But
great,
that's
because
fine.
I don't think Gheroth would know who any of these people are either.
Gareth knows who someone is.
Where we're going to pick up is in the Underdark. Gheroth has been in the Underdark for the past couple days. Kind of, what would you have been doing in the Underdark other than maintaining the 100 or so people who had stayed down there to proselytize the drow?
I don't know. What is there to do?
Well, you could pick up all the trash from all your survivors and everything that you guys just left everywhere.
They're like a theme park, or
Maybe, you know, street preaching.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say street racing. Wild, go off, Gareth.
Making tracts to pass around in the Underdark language.
And tracks from the street racing.
Right.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
As you're street preaching in the Underdark, you're handing out your chick tracts, and you overhear some rumors on the streets of this city, which is a little bit concerning for the peace talks that you've been a part of, that Orbog Towerfall may not be the one in charge of Towerfall, and so his peace talks may be invalid entirely.
And would I know if that's true or not?
All you know is what you've heard, my dude. You haven't really even made your way up to the surface for any amount of time.
Okay. So I heard a rumor.
Yeah, in the Underdark.
Okay.
In Ultha Orthiad, which is the name of the city, the Drow city. I'm trying to put the ball in your court to start with.
Gheroth wouldn't really respond to, you know, just a loose gossip that he would have no way of verifying. I mean, he's not going to trust the Underdark, you know, library of Towerfall history.
You're just going to hang out in the Underdark and hand out chick tracts then?
Sure. And hand out some to the dudes, too. It's not just for the chicks.
All right. Good to have you back, Steve. We will go to Emran then.
What's up?
This is the day after your nice encounters with Leona and finding out.
I would not have gone to, I would not have just spent the rest of the day chilling.
Well, it was, if I remember right, it was it was in the evening when you had all that encounter stuff going on. So
potentially, I don't know. Pooh went to the woods. I'm not going to let him stay out there. She would go after him. Hey, I told you this in chat, man. You knew it was coming.
Didn't Rhoda go too?
No, if I remember right, Rhoda asked to stay the night at
she's sleepover with
house.
LL.
Oh, that's right.
They're like
or
super
at least
besties.
a evening play date, I should say.
Did everyone already make all the LL Cool J jokes? Or
yeah, there were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
They did.
Pop in the cassette and push play.
Don't call it a comeback. All right. All right. So you start heading north towards Vonder. Then, do you have dark vision?
I don't recall.
No, if she sees the light, she just stares.
I do not, but I have torches.
All right. Actually, you know what, Emran? Before we dive into your story, there's a glaring omission that we haven't addressed up to this point.
Is there?
So, Callum, rewinding,
we go back weeks.
Yeah. You appear in the middle of the not yet destroyed Waterdeep, but time is frozen around you, like it's on pause. Everybody is frozen in place.
You know, this is probably the least weird thing I've seen lately, so I'll take it.
What is Callum going to do?
Good question. I'm going to use a spell that I'm pretty sure I have. I'm going to use Locate Object to see if I can find Gheroth. And I'm going to go towards wherever I last think he was. And if I don't have an idea of where he last was, I'm just going to head towards the Yawning Portal, because that's just where I know that we congregated.
I don't think Locate Object would work for that.
To do what?
to locate Gheroth.
Well, I would look for something that he wears, like his holy symbol. I'm trying to find Gareth's Bible. Okay.
The Bible according to Gheroth.
Yes. Exactly.
I believe he refers to it as the Book of the Dead. Yeah, you got
I just-
nothing.
Wander until I end up at the yawning portal and go.
You get to the yawning portal, and you see Wilder in there, and Orbog's in there, and it looks like they are having words with somebody that looks like they're part of the constabulary.
Constabulary.
Thank you.
It's okay. Callum can't pronounce that either, so I'm assuming they are also frozen.
Yeah, everything's frozen. Like time is standing still. Like it's waiting for something specific to happen.
I clap my hands and spin in a circle.
After you do so, you feel a little bit awkward, and you're a little bit glad that nobody seems to notice you at the moment.
Yep, that's fine. I just figured if it was going to happen, it would be when someone thought I was being stupid. So that tends to be my luck. I'm going to cast Sending just to make sure I know that he's alive. Which I assume he won't be able to reply to because time has stopped, but he still exists. Presumably, in a plane or a place.
My question to you, it would be this. If they don't reply to you, would you know that they had received the communication?
I think you would tell that the spell had failed.
Okay, go ahead and cast Sending.
Hello, Gareth. I'm in Waterdeep, looking for ya. Teach me how to pray, because Stumblefoot was bad at it. Alright, bye.
Okay, so you have casted it, and you feel like it was a successful spell slot spent.
Alright. Do I remember this moment?
No, you weren't here for this. I need you to roll a perception check, please.
Oh, heavens to Betsy. Well, that's a 16, but my passive is 19.
I'll go with your passive. Okay, so you notice at the corner of your eye some movement, and as you turn to see what it is, you notice that like a trap door behind the counter at the yawning portal opens up.
I look around to make sure what's-his-face isn't here, Durnan.
Mm-hmm.
And that if he is, he can't move because he's frozen in time, and then I go behind the counter.
Okay.
And I check the trapdoor.
It is a tunnel that goes down into the ground.
I will momentarily look at Orbog and Wilder and see if it works to cast Dispel Magic on them.
You try to cast Dispel Magic, and it fails.
Alright, well, I tried. I'll go down the hole.
All right, you go down the hole, and as you go down the hole, you notice something like almost like a glowing orb in the distance, almost like a will-o'-the-wisp sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is moving in front of you, and every time you stop, it stops, and every time you go forward, it goes forward, and when you come up to a Y, it'll actively go one direction, and when you stop at that Y, it stops like it's waiting for you.
It picks a direction to go there, though.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like it wants you to follow it.
You know, this is probably a terrible idea, but I'm going to keep following it. No one said I was smart.
You keep following it for a very long time. You pass by drow cities.
Are there drow in them?
There are, but they're all frozen.
I'm just all right.
You are in the heart of the Underdark now, and you're walking.
My pace is considerably slowed as I'm taking in all the sights.
You go past Illithid civilizations.
Stops for a good long time right there, just taking a look at them. They're so cool. I want to be them.
And Duragar civilizations.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're fine, whatever. You kind of get the feel that time hasn't stopped completely. It's just moving very slowly.
I decide to stop looking in the eyes of an elephant, just in case.
And eventually, this will-o'-the-wisp leads you up a large staircase, and you come to a door, and it disappears at the door.
I look at the door. That's it. I'm just going to look at it.
You see some writing on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, does Callum speak Undercommon?
Do not, but I feel like I would. Who knew?
It would have made sense to me.
I think I picked Elvish, and I don't know why.
We'll do this. Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me, please.
I am so smart. There's writing on that door.
Okay, not great.
I got a 5.
Oh,
plus
no,
0.
Not
I
great.
can barely read in common. All right. But there is writing on it.
There is writing on it. Sure enough.
Does it look like it is an obvious door? Like the other side would also see it as a door. I know I can't see the other side, but like by its construction.
No. Or rather, you can't tell what the other side of the door would look like, but it's made out of stone.
I'm going to touch the door. Callum dies again.
It's just cold and made of stone.
Cool, I open the door.
With some force, you push this door open, and when you see the other side of the door, it's made to look like the rest of the side of the mountain that you just came out of.
Oh, cool. 2 of my favorite terrains right next to each other.
Right? And with that, the outside begins to look a bit like a strobe light.
Oh, I sit down.
As a day-night cycle just goes quickly. It's a little bit off-putting.
Does that count as like 6 long rests in one?
Sure, why not? You feel very refreshed, and you have all your spell slots and hit points back. But I will also say that as you're sitting there waiting for this rush of time to complete, you catch a weird message in your head stating that Orbog and friends have overthrown the government. All Drow must leave the city. They're probably happier underground anyway.
Me too, Orbog.
And then eventually time creeps to a slow, and it is the evening.
I send a message to Orbog.
Okay.
Callum's not planning this ahead of time, so we're just going to get whatever we get in 25 words. Hello, Orbog. Heard a message about some drow and a kingdom overthrowing. I don't really know. But hey, I just went through some weird things, and I was.
Gheroth, you have a sudden memory of a message you received from Callum about a month or so ago, asking you to teach Callum how to pray because Stumblefoot's no good at it. But it's like you have a memory of this, but you don't actually remember hearing it up until this point.
So pretty much like me right now.
Exactly.
Good.
Orbog, as you just finished talking to Aileen after your transformation, you received that message from Callum.
Okay, that was weird. I think I just heard from Callum.
Aren't you going to respond to him?
Don't even really remember what he was saying. I think it was something about he's coming, he's looking for Gheroth or something. I don't know. But he's still alive. That's a good thing, right?
That's what you get for a response from Orbog.
That was confusing. I'm going to cast sending again. Yeah? I'm alive. Why wouldn't I be? You know, aside from my track record. of not being alive. Where are you? And where am?
Where am?
You keep running out of words. That's
It's
hilarious.
25 words.
Okay.
Message just stops there.
The super team and I are in Towerfall, my hometown, which is above a drow city called Well, I don't know if Orbog even really knows the name of the city.
He got told once.
Did he?
Yep. When you were down there.
Sometimes I forget how much I love Orbog and Callum talking to each other. I will burn my last 3rd level spell slot to cast Sending another time.
I feel loved.
So, I'm by a drow city on a mountain. Looks nice. Never been here. Heard you talk about some drow. So I may be very...
Speaking of drow, I got turned into one now.
This is the least informative reply that could have been said.
I just don't want that to shock you, and I hope you make it here alive. Again, this is called Towerfall.
So, that's 25. Great. So
Awesome.
glad I used all my spell slots on that.
All right, so
Well, I said we were in Towerfall.
what's Callum going to do?
From my vantage point, do I see anything around said mountain?
I will say you see a lush green forest towards the southeast, but directly to the east, you see what looks like a continuation of that forest, except it's all dead trees.
Looks inviting.
Slightly diseased, but you also see a bunch of torches
In the deadwood.
in the deadwood.
And I don't see any, signs of civilization aside from the torches.
The torches are moving.
On their own?
Well, you would assume that their people would be holding them.
You know what? I'll go towards them. How bad could it be? Sure, they're friendly.
Indeed. I'm setting this up for something I've been wanting to do for a while now. All right,
Callum dies again.
All right, so Emran, we pick up with you
I
now.
hate this already. Oh no. No. Yeah.
You are heading towards Vonder now. Are you trying to just head towards Vonder in general, or are you trying to track Pooh?
Probably won't go very well, but I'll try and track Pooh.
Make a survival check, please.
Okay. Oh, I am very good at survival. Who knew? 15.
For All Day Prince, you pick up...
How many bear prints are there?
Right, but also other people walking over them, though, is the issue.
There shouldn't be anybody walking over them because
Yeah,
it's a bad place to go.
Well,
Everyone should know this.
Just because it's something bad doesn't mean people aren't going to do it.
Ain't that the truth?
You are able to find the occasional bugbear print heading towards Vonder, but nothing consistent to follow. So as you make your way towards Vonder, you as well eventually come to a point where you see several torches in the distance as you get towards the northern part of the Veda forest. So I'm assuming you want to go towards the torches. I don't want to railroad you
into talking to myself. Yeah. Yes. I will say, I stupidly, because this won't matter. She's trying to be quiet, ? But
make a stealth check, please.
we all know how well that will go. I don't need to roll disadvantage with that.
What'd you roll?
A 2.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I could if you want to see it go as 1 though.
No, because I didn't tell you to roll with disadvantage. I don't think you.
I have
really
heavy
need-
armor.
Yeah. Oh,
So
well then
all
yes,
my
please
stuff is
roll.
with-
Please roll with disadvantage.
It's a 19.
No. All right, you got to.
What a shame.
It is Callum, by the way, being sneaky sneak.
Oh yeah. Like,
Okay.
straight up pass without trace, sneaky sneak.
All right. I'm not going to make you roll for that because...
400 is probably what he rolled.
Right. You start walking towards the torches. Callum, make a perception check with advantage, please.
Let me just say, going back and forth between both of these sheets is a pain in the butt.
Hey,
That will
somebody
be-
wants to play 2 characters.
I would submit that one of them was busy. That would be a 28.
All right. You notice several things as you're approaching this group of people with torches. One, they're all dressed in robes with hoods that cover their face. So do it that which you will, but last time you encountered people like that, they had a bunch of mirrors inside a warehouse.
True. They were nice, though. I enjoyed them.
And 2, you also notice what kind of looks like a centaur, except not quite a centaur, doing a very lousy job trying to sneak up on these people. And you notice that some of them are starting to turn their attention towards said deer-shaped centaur.
Do they have any, like, markings of any kind, or is it just hoods?
There are markings written on there, but they are written in a language you don't understand.
I'm going to use my primeval awareness to see if within 6 miles of me, because this is my favorite terrain. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead.
You pick up a strong fey presence.
This sounds fun. One of the hooded ones, I'll use my hunter sense to know if it has any damage immunities, resistance, vulnerabilities, and what they are. Not like what the creature is, but what those things are.
No, they don't have any of those, the people in the hoods.
Cool. I'll just watch them. Seems fine.
All
Wouldn't
right.
want to disturb the peace.
All right. So now both Callum and Emran, you both see a large figure wearing one of the robes and hoods approach this very large tree that this group has encircled themselves around. And he takes his robe off, and you see Pooh in the middle of this large group. He has a glazed over look in his face, and he tells the crowd he's ready to sacrifice his pain to Shar.
Cher is here? That sounds not good.
They begin to tie him to the tree.
Oh, no, they don't. No. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. I don't want to deal with 2 characters in combat at the same time. Sounds like I'm gonna. First, Em would like to know if her father's among them.
He is.
Ugh. Dads, am I right? They can bond over this. Oh my gosh, think of the conversations I could have.
And as they are tying him to the tree, I will say that Emran also notices a very beautiful fairy-like creature crawling out from a giant knothole in the tree. And I think that Emran would be familiar with what this is.
Yeah. How far away is Callum?
I'd say Callum is probably about 300 yards away.
Oh, 300 yards. Alright, he's gonna get closer quietly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming they can both see this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have weapons on them?
No.
Okay, great. Callum's gonna get closer slowly, and he's gonna Slayer's Prey, the scary looking thing that's slithering out towards Pooh. And because Emran doesn't do things quietly, she's gonna get closer loudly. But quickly.
A bunch of the people in the hoods turn to look at Emran as she starts to get closer. Emran, you hear your dad say, "Emran, what are you doing here? And where's your sister?"
She's just gonna charge towards where Pooh is.
I'm going to say that the crowd of people around you are going to try to grapple you and restrain you. So if you would like to fight against that, I would like you to do so with disadvantage, as you are literally trying to hold off the mob.
This might be a somewhat bending of this ability, but she has what is called warding maneuver,
Okay.
which is learning to fend off strikes directed at her mount, or other creatures nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone within 5 feet of me tries to attack me, I can use reactions wielding my weapon to basically like knock people away. Because I am charging through the crowd. I'm not trying to be nice about it. Because it's like the cavalier thing to just charge.
I will allow this, but I need 2 rolls from you.
Mm-hmm.
First, I'll need your attack roll.
30.
Ugh, that's definitely going to make contact with whoever you hit with that. And with that high of a roll, I'll give you advantage on your next roll, which is intimidation. Because this is the only way I can see how one attack will fend off a mob.
Well, you know, if you've ever seen a horse charge through a battlefield, get out the way. That is 23.
Yeah, you spook the mob. They start to take a step back.
Great. Move.
What's Callum? What's Callum doing?
He's probably just, wiggling his way closer. He's not
Okay.
wiggling, but, he's moving his full movement to get within 30 feet of Pooh, probably. As stealthily as he can.
During the confusion of these circumstances, thing at the tree begins to sing.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. I need both Callum and Emran to make wisdom saves, please.
Wisdom save for Callum? Well, that's a 10 for Callum, so that seems fine. 15 for M.
Okay.
Callum was a 10.
I'll say this, because I forgot something specific about Callum. Callum didn't need to roll.
Cool. Great.
But I will say that Callum, being what he is, he sees as this thing starts singing, it's almost like, when you watch the old Looney Tunes cartoons, and whenever so they would like an aroma or something to that effect would be on the screen, they'd portray it in just kind of like a wispy sort of vague smoke thing. You see something similar to that in a sickeningly pale green. It's coming out of this thing's mouth and it's going into people's ears. And you watch as she's singing it, it goes to Pooh. You can almost see it draining.
Can I react before it gets to Pooh?
I don't know, can Callum move faster than the speed of sound?
Depends on how fast she's singing. It's more the reaction of, if I am seeing this wisp happen, how quickly is the wisp moving?
Very fast.
Can the master of time and space
Move faster than Sen?
Um,
Either way, as soon as I see it happening, whether or not it gets to Pooh in time, I'm casting silence on top of her.
okay.
Shh, he says from the bushes.
Is there anything I need to roll against that at all?
You can roll if you want, but it's just silent there, so we won't hear
There's
you.
no.
Because it's just, I am centering it on her.
It's an AOE. It's not. Okay. Gotcha.
So everyone inside it is deafened and immune to thunder damage. So just in case anyone was planning on casting some thunder spells.
What you both see now as this spell of silence is cast on the area, this shouldn't be a surprise to Emran. This beautiful fey creature, her eyes turn bright red and her mouth elongates out to the sides as these jagged, malformed teeth appear in her mouth. And she looks angry.
Does she?
Mm-hmm. And she looks like she's gonna go take a bite out of Pooh.
Sounds like a good time to roll initiative.
All right.
Not my Pooh, as they say.
Nobody eats my Pooh.
Woofda.
Can we bleep the woofda out in post?
Yeah. Sorry. My bad.
They got a 5. What did you roll?
M is at a 10, and Callum is at a really nice 1. I'm sorry, he has a +2, so 3.
May as well.
Oh, he's a +3. He's at 4. Look at this, we're moving up.
The crowd rolled a
Moving up,
19.
but still at the bottom. They're in a frenzy.
They are. I think right now they're more confused than anything, so they're gonna sit out the first round,
So they see what's going on.
try to figure out what the heck is happening.
Fair play, man. Me too.
All right, Emran, you are up.
I'm going to go kill a monster, I guess. I'm gonna go attack this lady. This is what I plan to do with my afternoon. Things you do for love.
It's love now. Okay.
No. Don't. I might be engaged. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to do it from a pleasant 10 feet away because I'm like that. And if possible, put myself between her and Pooh. Or at least beside.
Go ahead and roll your attack.
18?
Yeah, 18 hits.
I'm going to roll all 3 attacks before I do damage.
Okay. The 18 and 17 will hit.
Ooh, baby. 15 and 8.
Okay.
And then I mark her.
All right. So she is marked. And it is her turn. Okay. It opens its mouth and breathes in Emran's direction. And you see kind of like glitter come out of her mouth. I need Emran to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Woof. How many times can I use this? Hang on. Oh good, I can use it a second time. We're gonna roll that again. Well, that didn't help. I have a 10.
A 10?
A 10.
All right, that fails. So I need you to roll a d6 for me now, please.
That was a 6.
Oof. So on Emran's next turn, she can't move. She is standing in a euphoric stupor. Suddenly, all the pain of the last however long just melts off of you, and you're just overcome with a feeling of okayness that you haven't felt in a while. And you will stay that way on your next turn. And at the end of your next turn, you'll have to make another wisdom saving throw.
Like paralysis or no movement speed, can't move.
No movement, no actions.
Okay.
But you're not paralyzed. You're just blissed
Just chilling,
out.
just hanging.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Now it's Callum's turn.
Hey, you know what'd be really good right now?
What's that?
Some 3rd level spell slots that I used on sending with Orbach. That'd be nice. It'd be cool. Okay. She seems fine. I don't know. It seems like she's a cool person. How does Pooh look? Does he seem aware of his surroundings in this silence? Or is he just chilling?
He seems fairly glazed over. Like, somewhere
So
in
he's
his
a
mind,
donut
he
now.
thinks he wants this.
Cool. We'll deal with that later. That seems fine. We will just shoot this lady, I think. That seems easy enough.
Okay.
That's a 16 plus 8 to hit.
Yeah, it's going to hit.
5 piercing with the first arrow. 12? Does a 12 hit her?
Oh, I thought you said you rolled 12 damage. I didn't know you were doing a second attack.
This was the second attack.
No, 12 does not hit.
No. I think that's all he can do.
The crowd
Goes wild.
is going to... Yeah, the crowd goes wild. The crowd is going to try to restrain the two of you again.
Can they see me still? Or have they seen me?
You did make an attack.
By me, I mean Callum.
I know what you meant. But you did make an attack. You did shoot.
With a longbow. I mean, for reference, the range of silence is 120 feet, and I can
Okay.
shoot from that far. Like, I'm not stealthing as a bonus action, but I'm not necessarily drawing attention to myself in the same way as the other one.
I guess they're going to be like trying to figure out where that arrow came from because Amren's already blissed out. Speaking of which, Amren, make a wisdom saving throw, please.
15.
15 will do it. So at the end of your turn, Amren, you kind of wake up from your stupor.
I say unnice things to this lady that aren't suitable for family-friendly podcasts.
So make up your own at home and send them in to us. So
Yeah, post them on our Facebook page.
let's take a look here. On her turn, you notice that she looks up at the trees, and despite the fact that she's still in her in the zone of silence, it still seems like she's communicating in some way that doesn't require sound, and In the trees around, you notice a bunch of glittering beings starting to crawl out of trees around you. Like there's a big
This
horde
seems
of them coming.
Cool.
Callum, it is your turn.
Is Pooh still tied down?
I wouldn't say he's tied down. They were starting to wrap the rope around him when
He's just comfortably taking a nap.
he's just kind of posted up against the tree.
All right. Okay. All right.
I mean, if you
Okay.
wanted to use the whole dispel magic thing on him,
Yeah, it'd be nice if I had a 3rd level spell slot for that, huh?
do you have a higher spell slot than a level 3?
No, don't be silly. I'm a half caster than multi-classed. What are spell slots? I don't know.
My question for you is, did you ever recover that spell slot you used for sending when you were in Waterdeep?
Yeah, I cast Sending to Orbog 3 times in a row, Josh.
Oh, did you? Okay. I thought
It was
you only
a very productive conversation.
I thought you had only done it twice.
Nope. Wouldn't that be nice? But I'm gonna get closer, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to bring up a spiritual weapon next to this lady, which probably looks like Stumblefoot's.
The Lord's Hammer?
That's it. It looks like that. And it's going to attack her.
Okay.
18, I assume, will hit.
That'll hit.
It does 9. It does 16 points of damage.
Oofa doofa.
Force damage.
Yeah, this thing's not looking very good, but you see a horde of glittery fey beings starting to come y'all's direction.
I think Callum's going to back up now. That sounds good.
The crowd, seeing both of you, they are going to start charging at both of you. Amryn, you see your father step in front of them as he yells at you to go home before you get hurt, and he's trying to fend off the crowd.
Oh, my hero.
He's still Ohana, man.
Yeah.
I will say Callum probably has noticed that Amryn is trying to save Pooh as well.
Oh, yeah. He's just letting that happen. But she seems capable. In fact, he would love to just take Pooh and go and not have to talk to her at all. That seems like the ideal course of action for the end of this fight.
I feel like that's a little bit self-serving for the person who plays both parties, but
Might be. I mean, Callum's not friendly. That's normal. Did Dad hold them all back?
That's just kind of, it hasn't played out yet.
Okay, it's just happening behind me, so I don't care about it.
What's Amryn doing? Is she gonna try to finish?
Yeah, she is going to try and finish the lady off.
Oh, so not even going for Pooh, just
Pooh's right there. He's fine. We'll get him out of here in a minute. 27.
That hits.
18.
Do me a favor, just roll damage on that first one.
Okay. If you insist. 13.
Yep, that'll do it.
Great.
So how do you want to do this?
I would like to cut her jaw off, please. No more singing for her.
Okay, so you make this slash through the mouth, the gaping mouth area of this creature. And as you do so, you kind of right through the jaw, through the back of the skull, so that literally the top of the head falls off backwards from the upper tooth line up.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do this glamour that was on this creature fades. And you see something that looks a bit like a dragon that has butterfly wings. That is what its true form was. And I need both Callum and Amryn to make Constitution saves, please.
18 for M. And a 9 for Callum.
How far away did Callum get?
So he's probably like 65 feet away because he didn't have movement left to actually leave.
I'm going to give him advantage then on that roll if he's that far away.
Nat 20, baby.
All right. So this is what you see as you partially decapitate this creature. A burst of pastel colored energy blasts from this creature as a epicenter, and It's like a giant concussive blast. The entire crowd around you is knocked unconscious, and the incoming horde of other beings gets thrown back in the concussive wave. Fortunately, Callum and Amryn were able to withstand this concussive blast, but Pooh did not, so he is also unconscious.
How much effort would it be to put Pooh on my back?
I'll say you can do it. Amryn's a strong girl.
She is. She's going to do that and then just take off.
And what's Callum going to do
Peace.
as he sees this?
He's like, wait, hold, okay, and then he's going to run after them, but he's slower, so he'll catch up eventually.
You have been listening to the Playing Games with Strangers podcast with the voices of John Haryu, Catherine Serwinski, Dave Clements, J.S. Earls, Celeste Mora, Josiah Crandall, Eric Campagno, and Steve MacDonald. The theme music was written and performed by Steve Arthur, used with permission. Find more of his music on Facebook or wherever you purchase music digitally. Please review this podcast wherever you download it from to help other podcasters find our podcast and join our community. And once again, thank you for listening.
A massive thanks to our Blade Level patrons, Julie Earls, Aaron Peckham, Amanda Clements, Branson Boykin, Matthew Cosby, and Debbie Roth. Learn more and see how you can support the show by going to patreon.com/playinggameswithstrangers.